right, so welcome to our math lesson for today. We're starting off talking about how to measure time, and we're going to be combining a few different units. And that's kind of because they go together and we kind of need to know some of the stuff. So this week we're going to be looking at measuring time, and then we're going to be talking about some shapes. And then next week we're going to be doing some measurements and some more shape stuff. And then we're going to be looking at data. So that will finish off our whole school year for grade 3 by doing a few things of each of our units. Okay, so hopefully you won't get too confused as we jump around a little bit, but we're going to try and keep it as seamless as possible, shall we say. Okay, so just stick with me as I take you on a mathematical journey through a few different units and topics, all right? So as I said, we're starting with time, and a calendar is a tool used to mark the passing of time. And calendars have been around forever. Our calendar has been around for about 500 years, the one that we use at school. And basically people from ancient times, they needed calendars because they needed to know the changing positions of the sun, the moon, and the stars. So that's how they started making their calendars. And the reason why they needed calendars was mostly because they needed to figure out when they should plant and harvest their crops. So if they wanted to plant, say, an apple tree, when was the best time to plant this tree? Obviously in the spring. And when should they harvest it, which is normally in the fall, okay? So when should they pick the apples? So calendars help them figure out kind of what time of the year it was. And so they would know when they should plant things and when they should pick and harvest the things that they have planted, okay? And then over time, there have been like many different calendars, and each calendar kind of is based on their own needs and beliefs. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about those calendars. So first we had the Babylonian calendar. Then we had the Romans making their own calendar. And actually the Roman calendar is pretty much what we use today, except for the fact that in 1582, they realized that there was a mistake on Julius Caesar, who was the emperor of the Romans at the time. Well, not in 1582. But his calendar had a mistake, and Pope Gregory VIII, he actually fixed the calendar, and the calendar that he made is now called the Gregorian calendar, and that is basically the calendar that we use at school today. There's also a Chinese calendar, there's the Islamic or Muslim calendar, there was a Mayan calendar. There are loads of different calendars if you look through history. So if you feel like doing a little mini history lesson, you can check out all of the different calendars that they've had throughout history. It's quite interesting actually, and you can see what each of them mean, all right? Some of them are quite interesting to me because some of them kind of predict what happens in the future, and it's kind of weird and strange, but also kind of neat. So if you do feel like taking a little pause from math and looking into that yourselves, have a go, enjoy. Okay, but let's jump back to math and units of time. So the most basic unit of time on a calendar is a day. And remember, a day, if you think way back to grade 1, a day is how long it takes for the earth to spin around once. So to do one rotation all the way around. Then we have a group of 7 days, which is called a week, and somebody just decided that. It's not based on any, the earth or the moon or anything like that. Now, a month measures the cycle of the phases of the moon, so how basically the moon kind of goes around the earth, and that takes about 29.5 days for that to happen. So if you looked outside today, you could see maybe a full moon or a crescent moon or a new moon or any type, there's different types of moons based on the phases of the moon. So you could look out and be like, oh, okay, it's this moon today, and it must be this day in the month. So that's what they decided to be a month. But a year measures the cycle of the seasons, which is actually how long it takes for the earth to go around the sun, which is 365.25 days. Now, fitting months into years is a problem because a month cycle, if you count up all of the cycles of months, it's 354 days. Okay, so those are lunar months, and every month is based on the lunar cycle. So if we added them all up, it's 354 days, but we know that it takes 365.25 days for the Earth to go around the sun. So a year is made up about the solar cycle, so how long the sun takes to go around the Earth. So it doesn't really work out. So that's why days have been added to certain months, and that's why not all the calendar months are the same amount of days. Okay, some are longer, some are shorter, and February is actually less than 29 days to make up for the extra 11 days of the solar year. Okay, and that's why one day is added to February, and that is called a leap year. So things that we know, there are 12 months in one year. We know the names of the months: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We should also know that there are 52 weeks in one year. If you really want to count how many weeks, you can pause the video and count. But trust me, there are 52 weeks in one year. In each month, there are about 4 weeks. Okay, so most months have 4 weeks depending on the number of days. And there are 7 days in each week, and obviously we know what the days of the week are: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And there are about 30 days in a month. But like I said, not every month has 30 days. Some have 31, and February is special because it normally has 28 days, except if it's a leap year, then it has 29. Okay, so you can see 2020, January has 31 days, February had 29 this year because it's a leap year, March has 31, April 30, May 31, June 30, July 31, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, and December 31 days. Okay, so there's a little riddle or rhyme to help you remember. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, excepting February, which has 28 days clear and 29 each leap year. Okay, so if you really need to, you don't have to memorize that, but it's good to know which months have 30 days and that the rest have 31 days. Now, another trick that you can use is if you put your hands into fists, and you can use your knuckles. So anywhere there's a knuckle is going to be 31 days, okay? And where there's a dip is going to be less or more, I guess. Well, yeah, less than 31. So January has 31 days, but February we know has 28 or 29. And then the next knuckle is March, which has 31. April has 30, May 31, June in the little bit there in the dip is 31. July, no, I lied. June has 30, July has 31, and then we go back and we start at the knuckle again for August, which is 31, and then the dip, and then October has 31, and then the dip, and then December has 31, and then it's finished. So you can have a look at trying those out. And as we know, there are 365 days in one year, except for in a leap year when there are 366 days, okay? So when we count days, you move left to and right, okay? If you are counting a day in the future, you are going to move to the right, okay, this way. And if you are counting a day that has already passed, then you move backwards. Okay, it's just like how we use our hundreds charts when we were counting with numbers. Okay, so find the date. I'm looking for June 11th, 2020. Just do this in your head, on the screen, whatever. So here's my date, and I want to know what the day is going to be in 4 days. So I'm actually going to just quickly change the color, and we're going to count 4 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be the 15th of June, or you could say June 15, it's up to you. Okay, so there's 2 ways. You can just count, or you can just go 11 plus 4 equals 15. And that also helps you find the days. So here, when I say find the day, the last one was find the date. This is a date, okay? Find the day, I just need to know if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So what day does the 6 fall on? Saturday. What day will be on the 29th? Monday. Okay, so this is Sunday or Saturday. This is Monday. So find the day, and that's all you have to write if you have a question that says find the day. So if today is the 12th of June, and we're practicing because I know it's on the 12th of June, what was the date 6 days ago? So again, we can go 12, take away 6, or you can just go back 6 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know that the day was Saturday. Okay, and I know that the date was June 6th, and you could put 2020 if you wanted. Okay, then I need to know what will the date be in 8 days. So again, I'm going to add 8 to 12, so I could go 12 plus 8, or I could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know it is June 20th. And what will the day be in 8 days? So again, the day, and it will be Saturday. Okay. Now, when we are counting weeks, we actually just move up or down. So if we're moving down, we're counting weeks in the future, and if we're moving up, we're counting weeks in the past. Okay. So if today is June 11th, what will the date be in 1 week? So all I'm going to do is move it down 1 week. So that's just 18. Okay, or you could count 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's up to you, but it's really easy just to move up and down by 1 because we know that it's a week. So the date would be June 18th. So if Dana left for her vacation on June 6th, she went for 2 weeks, what date will she return? So for 2 weeks, we're just going to count 2 jumps down. So there's 1 and 2. So she would be back on the 20th. Okay? And then what was the date a week ago? If it was June 11th, we go up 1, and it was June 4th. So hopefully that makes sense. So what will is basically what you need to look out for if you need to count forward, and what was is the words you need to look out for when we count backwards. So your job for today is to complete page 64 and 65 in your math practice and homework book, okay? So I want you to use these calendars here. So this calendar, please, don't go and find one for 2020, otherwise the questions won't match and you get them wrong. So use the calendar on page 64 to help you answer the questions on 64 and 65. So question 1 on 64 is you have to name the months that have 30 days. So you can look at the calendar, you can go back and you can remember the rhyme, or you can do your hand knuckle thing to help you remember the ones that have 30 days. And then you can check on the calendar if you want. So you need to write down the name of the months, okay? I will let you write the months in short form. So you can put like Jan, Feb, okay? March, like that. All right? So you don't have to write the whole thing. For B, same type of answer. You just have to write the months that have 31 days, okay? For number 2, you need to write the date that is, let me just quickly erase that. So you have to write the date that is 9 days after May 3rd. So you need to look at the May 3rd calendar and you have to count 9 days. So 3 plus 9 equals, and then you're going to write May and the date. So whatever number it is, okay? Remember, date means May, the month, and the number. Okay, again, you're going to use the calendar on page 64 to help you answer the questions on page 65. So how many Fridays are there in April? Super easy. Count how many Fridays there are in April, write down the number. B, how many days are there in May and June together? You're going to add the days together, and done. Which months, and on a Friday, you're going to look and see which day, which last calendar day, so either the 30th or the 31st or even maybe the 28th, is going to be finished on a Friday, and then you're going to see which months start on a Saturday. So which one has number 1 on a Saturday? And then the easiest question of all, what is the 11th month? Write the full name, please. For number 2, you need to write the date, okay? So again, what is 9 days after September 29th? So you would look for September, you would count 9 days. Hint, it might take you into October, and then you would need to write, if it was like October 1st, for example, you would just put October 1. It's not October 1st. Okay, you also have to count 3 weeks, 6 months, and pay close attention to if it says after or before, okay? After means in the future, so we go forward. Before means we go backwards. Then we have 2 word problems here. So a bird laid eggs on May 17th. The eggs hatched 3 weeks later. Name the day and date the eggs hatched, okay? So this one you have to name the day and the date, so you could just write the long date, which is Saturday, May 19th or something like that. You can even put the year, but you don't have to. And then for number 4, this is a bit of a challenge. So Terry and Mo's birthdays are exactly 7 weeks apart. If Terry's birthday is on August 19th, when is Mo's birthday? And you actually have to give me 2 answers, because we don't know if if Mo's birthday is before Terry's or after Terry's. So there should be 7 weeks before and 7 weeks after. Wink, wink. And then obviously for the stretch your thinking, it is a bonus. Okay, so you don't have to do that one. But it is kind of easy if you feel like you're up for an easy little challenge. And that's it. So please send these 2 pages to me on Class Dojo for your work today. Please get it done today, because tomorrow we have a different math lesson for you. So if you have any questions getting this done, please send me a message and let me know, and I can try to fit you into a small help group or an extra help session or something like that. So if you need help, please, please, please let me know, because we're just going to zoom through and talk about calendars today before we move on to time tomorrow. Okay, so good luck, and I can't wait to see how you've done on your exploring the calendar work.